Welcome once again to another video for your French League on predictions for this game week. I hope you had a wonderful game week previously. And so we're going to head straight into it, and we're going to start with Angers versus Olympique Marseille. Angers being a home team here, but I'm expecting Marseille to come out and do well. Yeah, the both teams to score. In terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, I'm saying 2-1 here in favor of Marseille. Otherwise, it might be a draw. Leave on the handicap system, I go with Marseille. I'll go with Marseille +1. Alright. So predictions again for Angers versus Marseille. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Marseille. And I will go with Marseille on the handicap system +1. Right? That means that if they do lose, they should lose the game by no more than 8 goals. Alright, so let's go back and we're going to head to our next game, which is Stroksburg versus Rennes. And my predictions for Stroksburg versus Rennes, not Rennes, sorry, Rennes. I have here, I'm expecting Stroksburg to come up with their first win. Otherwise, this game might be a draw. Stroksburg to win, both teams to score. In terms of double chance, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying 2-1 here in favor of Stroksburg. And on the handicap system, I go with Stroksburg here by +1. Right? Just mentioned T1 +1. And so therefore, I'm expecting over 1.5 goals for this bout. Predictions for Stroksburg versus Rennes. I'm expecting Stroksburg to win. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Rennes. In favor of Stroksburg, 2-1 in favor of Stroksburg. I'm gonna repeat that. And on the handicap system, I go with Stroksburg here at 4 +1. Alright. So moving on to our next game. Get a little bit tongue twisted there. I'm going a little bit too fast, a little bit too quickly. And so our next game is Paris Saint-Germain versus Nice. Right. Paris Saint-Germain might drop some points here. Wouldn't be surprised if this one ends in a draw. So I'm going to start with number of goals that I'm expecting in this game. And I'm going to say I'm expecting under 4.5 goals in this game. Markets, heading back to markets. Right, I'm saying I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, 2-1 in favor of PSG. On the handicap system, I go with PSG. I go with PSG to win this one by a goal. We do have the resources too. Alright, so predictions for PSG versus Nice. I'm expecting under 4.5 goals for this game. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a double chance, I say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, 2-1 in favor of PSG. And on the handicap system, I go with PSG to win by a goal. Alright. Let's move right into our next game, which is Lorient versus Lille. Lorient versus Lille here. This one will be an interesting one. I'm saying both teams to score. In terms of a double chance, I go with either team to win and both to score. Alright. Predicted scoreline from my perspective here. I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Lille. Handicap system, I'll go with Lorient at +1. Lorient at +1. Lorient at +1. Here we go. Lorient at +1. Alright, predictions for Lorient versus Lille. Expecting both teams to score. Double chance, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Lille. And on the handicap system, I go with Lorient at +1. Alright. So those are the predictions for Lorient versus Lille, and we're going to jump straight into the next game, which is Ajaccio versus Clermont. Ajaccio versus Clermont. Ajaccio being at home here versus Clermont. This should be an interesting one. expected both teams to score here. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, I'm seeing here a 1-all draw. And in terms of a double chance, you could go with either team to win and on the 3.5. And on the handicap system, I would take the Munch lose by no more than a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Ayase versus Clement. And we start from the top. I'm expecting both teams to score. And predicted scoreline 1-all. Right, also in terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and both and under 3.5 goals for this game. And on the handicap system, I'm going with Clement at +1. Alright. And our next game is Axier versus Press. Axier versus Press. Axier being at home here after a good start. Ligue. So it's going to be challenging for them. It's very challenging. Yes. In terms of scoreline, I'm saying here both teams to score. And in terms of a double chance, well, I'm going to skip double chance now with history to scoreline. Predicted scoreline from my perspective here, I am seeing here that we're going to have a 2-all game here. In terms of a double chance, I would go with either team to win and under 3.5. In terms of the handicap system, I would go with Axier at +1. Alright, predictions for the Axier versus Brest game, I'm expecting both teams to score. And my predicted scoreline is 2-all. Alright, and in terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and under 3.5 goals. And the handicap system, I'll go with Axier at +1. Alright, so on to our next game, which is Toulouse versus Montpellier. Toulouse versus Montpellier. And so I think this game could go either way. Montpellier has been a bit unpredictable, to be honest with you. They had a really good win and then they started going backwards. Not a big win, that is, but you never know in this world of football in there and people are coming back from international break. This game could end up peter out into a draw, who knows. But my predictions for this game are expecting both teams to score. In terms of a double chance, I'd say either win and both to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, I'm looking here, I'm seeing here a 1-0 victory for Montpellier. In terms of a handicap system, I would go ahead and I'd go with Toulouse at +1. Alright. So my predictions for the Toulouse versus Montpellier game, I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, I'm saying 1-0 in favor of Montpellier. In terms of a handicap system, I go with Toulouse at +1. Right? Meaning that they should lose this game by no more than a goal if they do lose. Alright? So on to our next game, which is Troyes versus Remis. Stade Remis. Troyes versus Stade Remis. This one, I'm gonna go with this one for a draw. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm taking that to 1-all draw. In terms of goals in this game, I'm expecting over 1.5 back in bets. And if we're going to go with double chance, I would go and I'd say either to win and under 3.5. So predictions for the Troyes versus Stade Remis game, I'm expecting a draw here. Predicted scoreline 1-all. And also I'm expecting over 1.5 goals in this game, and also in terms of double chance, I'd say either to win and under 3.5 goals for this game. So those are my predictions for the Troyes versus Remis game. On to our next game, which is Monaco versus Nanez. Monaco being the home team here, so expecting Monaco to take care of business, but Nanez is not a pushover, and so therefore it's not going to be as easy. But I'm expecting Monaco to expecting them to win. Both teams score, I'd say no. In terms of a double chance, I'd say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline from my perspective, I'm looking here and I'm saying here a 1-0 victory for Monaco. And on the handicap system, I would go with Nanez at +1. Alright, Nanez +1. Alright, the predictions for the Monaco versus Nanez game. Monaco being the home team here. Expecting Monaco to win. I'd say both teams not to score. In terms of a double chance, I go ahead and say either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 1-0 in favor of Monaco. And on the handicap system, I go with Nanez at +1. Alright, so those are my predictions for Monaco versus Nanez. And now we're going to head into the final game for this game week, which is Lens versus Lyon. Lens versus Lyon. This is an interesting one. To be honest, I think this is anybody's game. This is anybody's game, to be honest with you. This is anybody's game. Lyon has been unpredictable. They have had some good results, but they have been very unpredictable. And so therefore, I'm saying here that both teams are going to score, and we're going to have over 2.5 goals for this game. And in terms of a score line here, I am looking and I'm saying here, we're going to have a 2-all draw, I believe. But I wouldn't be surprised if Uns beats Lyon or the other way around, to be honest with you. On the handicap system, I'm going to say here, I'm going to take Uns at +1. Alright? In terms of a double chance, if you want to go ahead and jump into a double chance, I'd say either team to win and on the 4.5. Alright? So predictions for the Uns versus Lyon game. I'm expecting both teams to score. I'm expecting over 2.5 goals for this game. Predicted scoreline 2-all. And on the handicap system, I'll go with Uns at +1. And also, if you're interested in a double chance in terms of winner, I'd say either to win and under 4.5 goals for this game. Alright, so those are the predictions for the Uns versus Lyon game, and that's how the cookie crumbles for this week of the French Ligue. Alright, so I thank you very much for watching.